The house is about 5,500 square feet. My wife and I live in about 2,500 square feet. The Airbnb is 500, and then the spare bedroom's another 300. I found a mill for, I think it was $5,000 that would take about a 30-inch tree. Pretty much what you see is either from this piece of property or out of the woods right up the road.
My husband was a pastor making $1,600 a month. Got a $100 raise from $1,600 for 20 years.
We don't want to pretend that we don't have any money, and we didn't grow up impoverished. We just didn't grow up with any money to spare.
I just wanted, some way that we could retire. And at that point, we built the small tree house next door for my son. My son had moved out of the tree house, and I had the idea of Airbnb. Within that first month, the whole summer had booked up. We're just like, okay, well, the house we're in, we can make that an Airbnb. For 5 years, we spent moving 6 times, living out of our suitcase, put every bit of money into this house as we were doing it.
With each successive house, I'm learning wood should look like wood. Concrete should look like concrete. This material is beautiful in this way. Hi, I'm Hans Bailey.
And I'm Beverly.
Welcome to the Erie. And this is the house that we live in, but we hope it's going to be so much more concert venue and maybe even a wedding venue. And we'd love you to take a look around.
This video is sponsored by Freein. Kickstart your ultimate adventure with Freein's versatile paddleboard. Perfect for all skill levels, it's the ultimate blend of thrill and balance. What sets it apart? It's the innovative kayak seat, your secret weapon for stability. Switch between tranquil sit-down rides or exhilarating stand-up journeys. With its perfectly balanced 10-foot 6 inches by 31-inch by 6-inch size, you can even bring along your furry friends. Inflate effortlessly with a high-efficiency dual-action pump, and it's ready in just about 5 minutes. Click the link in the description or visit freeinsup.com/FLORB and get $30 off on orders over $269. And remember to subscribe.
You walk in here to the living room. We have 3 grandkids, and so we created this space for them.
All the floors on the main floor and the basement floor are concrete. And so we put in-floor heating. And then what we did was we bought a wood stove that had a little oven in the bottom of it and a water jacket on the back of it. When I fire up the wood stove, it will take this wood heat that we have and then throw that into the system too. We also have another way of introducing heat into it is we have some hot water passive tubes up on the roof. That will heat up hot water, and then once it gets to a certain temperature, it then introduces it into the system as well. And so we have 3 different heats. We have wood heat, solar heat, and propane heat, and then they all convalesce to hopefully save me money on my heating, but it's quite a system. We have 7 garage doors, glass garage doors in the house, because we love feeling like we're outside, inside living. And I don't want to buy a $10,000 window. The garage door was a third of that. And so I saved money while also being able to live outside. So we were just like, we're going to put one wherever we can. Anything that would give us a greater sense of the environment that we're in, we tried to make those decisions. Partway through construction, I started realizing I wasn't going to have enough wood to cover the walls. And so I was looking around and I just had a huge pile of these pieces of wood. As you're milling a piece of wood, you have a lot of this that is waste. And I purposely leave a bunch of the character and bark on it.
And on the right here is our guest bedroom. This is a space where the guests can come in either from the outside if they want to, or come in through the main door.
We have a pathway that you don't have to go through our house to get to. So that obviously, that's the stairs that goes into the spare bedroom.
We will have a deck out here where they can open up the garage door also and be inside, outside, and they have their own window seat over there and also their own bathroom. And here is the walk-in bathroom with the rock tile that we put in throughout the house. This is just 12 by 12 sheets of rock you put on and then you just grout in between. In all our showers that we have made, it's an open floor plan.
It expands the bathroom. It makes you feel much less constrained and much more roomy. And so this is a stump. We took that stump and we threw it on the mill, and then I just make it flat on two sides, and then I give it to my workmen. They carve out the sink within this, and then we have an instant sink that you couldn't buy anywhere.
And we have just the guest bathroom here. It's very small, but that's all we needed was the toilet and sink here. I made the office here, had my son do this door for us. We built in a desk in the corner here, and I have lots of light. Window seat thing was just something I always dreamed of. And then when we realized what a great feature it was, we wanted it in all the other spaces. So this is our kitchen, and the first thing you come to is our counter, which is made out of one of the trees. Then our table from the same piece. We needed a big enough table to fit our whole family around, and so we can get 10 around here.
It's white fur, and so it doesn't hold up outside, but have it inside and it's gonna last forever.
The countertops are all cement, which my son did, and he did this waterfall across the side there. And we have all open shelves. Large stove because I love to cook and we have a big family, and so we need a big enough oven and stove to do that with. And going around the corner here, then I have our pantry, and because I don't have cabinets, everything has to go in here, so it is very full. Here is our bench seating around this window, which we have this table, and we can fit another 6 people here for when we have large groups of people. My favorite part, I absolutely love lattes and coffee, and so we made this little space just for that. Everybody can come here and make their own latte without being in the kitchen space.
The kitchen is smaller than I'd like it to be, but I thought, well, if we cut out this space here, we'll feel like we're in a much larger space. Eventually, I will have 50 pendant lights hanging down at certain levels because I want you to feel like you're under the night sky.
Then you come down to our bedroom. It has another one of the garage doors that open up. We will have a deck out here that we can go out onto. This is another one of the nooks, which is actually our favorite place to sit and read and have time alone. I found an idea on Pinterest for a platform bed, and so this is made by our worker John. And then our bathroom. Here is again the walk-in shower. This was a square walled shower, but I wanted it to open up, so I put the angles in. This is my soaking tub with the chandelier, big huge mirror here, and the plants. We both have our own sinks here made out of the log pieces. And then I'll take you to my closet, and I am embarrassed anytime I bring somebody in here. This is something I've dreamed of all my life. I've always had way too many clothes for any of my closets, but now I have a closet that fits all my clothes. And this is my husband's closet. And so he has a wall finally that I can't encroach into his space, because every closet we've had has always started with his space, but I always take it over. So he actually has his own closet.
Our approach to architecture is a little bit unique. You always have to go outside to change levels. And so to get up to the second floor here, we go out this door. We wanted to separate my office and my wife's craft room from our living spaces, because those are the places that we go to be alone, to think. And so it gives us, you know, that feel of being together while also having space to ourselves. We're gonna have a railing all the way around this. And then we'll probably put gravel up here, and this will be a large deck. And then also up there will be a deck as well. We're hoping to be able to do some concerts and some weddings and whatnot every once in a while, and so this whole house will become this venue. This is what I've dreamed for my office. So this is where I do my office work now. When I was milling, I didn't have time to mill and let it dry. So a lot of the wood came in too wet, and so it's shrunk. It's not an even floor. We did sand it a little bit, but we just brought in what we had and what we milled up. I wasn't gonna have enough wood to fill up the whole space, but I had these other smaller chunks in a different kind of wood, and so I just had Aiden construct some mountains. This is where we've built shelving for my wife's supplies.
We do have a bathroom just upstairs here. And eventually this is gonna be the boys' office, that instead of down there on my table, they're going to end up coming up here and having that as their space. And so this is my craft room. Here's where I sit. I can look out at the water. These are windows that I actually bought at a garage sale probably 10 years ago. I just wanted to be able to see what was going on down, in the kitchen or in the living room, but also be able to be alone and have privacy.
We call this the second floor, but there's technically 3 floors, including the basement. If you just come right down in here, you'll get a good view of what's going on with our in-floor heating. This is kind of the heart of the in-floor heating system. These are the pumps that run it. This is the propane heater, and we use this when we don't get any hot water from the wood stove or from the solar passive up on the roof. I'm gonna show you a couple of rooms that were a mistake. This whole house was built on a hill. This foundation was supposed to be stepped. We had some groundwork guys who came in and they started digging down to the absolute lowest point they thought the rest of the house was gonna be at. Rather than filling this back in with a bunch of dirt, we just put a little more rebar and concrete in and make 2 more rooms. This became our exercise room. It also has a bunch of my surfboards, and then this is our media room. So now we can escape into this.
This is our Airbnb that we created. We wanted to make the space as secluded for them as we could. And so this is their courtyard that they can hang out in, have a little fire pit, grill. This is the front door to it. As you can see, there's a whole lot going on with the concrete and the different woods. And so they have their little kitchenette with a refrigerator and microwave. And then you walk to the back here, and this is the bed, and it's open on the 2 sides of the bed. And then it also has their own full bathroom.
Doing things different enabled us to do this. If I limited myself, we would have never been able to do this. And so you just got to know what you want.
One thing I would add to the whole thing is not to be afraid. I contracted our first house with 4 kids, homeschooling. It's not rocket science. You can do it. And don't be afraid to go outside of the box.
Experience the joy of paddleboarding with Freehand's unique paddleboard. The D-ring design makes attaching and removing the kayak seat a breeze. Capture your amazing moments with the built-in action camera mount. Are you worried about losing your paddle? Well, the Freehand paddle floats thanks to the ingenious foam insert. To top it off, they've included an electric pump adapter. So why settle for less when you have Freehand's 2-year manufacturer warranty and a 30-day worry-free return policy? So visit freehandsup.com/FLORB or click the link below and enjoy $30 off on orders over $269. Seize the day and ride the waves. Thank you for watching and have a great week.